Whenever you grow in awareness, initially it's difficult. It actually is harder. The more that you're aware, the more you see when your mind is tripping you up, when it's pulling you into destructive emotional cycles, when actually you're being passive aggressive and attacking your partner because you're hurt. Whenever you are coming from a place of fear and not putting yourself forward for the presentation or the pitch, or you're taking a step back when you feel like you should be stepping into the light. All of this becomes so much more cognizant, becomes so much more clear to you. And the mind then kicks off, because the mind is going to come from a place of judgment and fear and doubt, and will even blame you for it. Oh my goodness, you're really not good enough, or look how inadequate you are, or how can you not be better at this? You're in your 30s and you're still susceptible to what other people are thinking. It'll come in hard with judgment.
It makes it worse, right? It just adds to it initially.
Absolutely. And the more you become aware of the mind, the more that you see that the mind can be your best friend, but it can be your worst enemy. It can be what propels you, and it can be what holds you back. And a lot of the time, most people, particularly ambitious, high trajectory, high performing individuals, have a very critical mind. Their mind has hugely high and perfectionistic standards, and it comes down on them hard. And so a piece within this is the self-compassion piece, is understanding. When you understand the nature of the mind, is understanding your mind is not who you are. You're not trying to have these thoughts. You're not thinking, I'm going to bring myself down, or say I'm not worthy, or I'm an idiot, or I'm inadequate, or stepping on scales and say I'm fat, I'm lazy, I'm disgusting. You're not trying to create those thoughts. It comes up with them on their own accord. You're not trying to feel demoralized or ashamed or sad. These just arise in your consciousness. And the whole part of this journey is continually separating from what your mind says and what you feel, noticing how you feel without attaching to it. And so I'm very fortunate that I've gone through the whole journey, and I'm still on the journey, but it used to be so much more difficult, so much more painful, because I was much more attached to my mind. Now I have areas that I want to work on, but I don't judge myself for it. I'm a continual work on process. All I'm wondering is, what am I working on next? It's not a case of there being a finished article that will be in some sort of Zen-like state that is unaffected by anything. No, we're human beings, so we'll have human experiences and human emotions. The key, though, is being able to experience that, but still access a place of calmness and ease and clarity. And I'm very fortunate that after 15 years, I live in that space a lot more. But am I susceptible to the same demands and pulls? Absolutely. Particularly the one with technology. What I'm really working on right now is, how can I safeguard my time to focus on what's most meaningful to me and not get pulled out of it without my conscious awareness. A lot of people in their 20s are focused on success now, whereas even in the past we would look at success that would come with age, that would come with growth. People who were the most successful in their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. What if you reach your goal aged 37 as opposed to aged 34 or 32? Is that going to make a huge difference to the overall play of events? If the difference is doing it with a sense of fun and playfulness and excitement, or more of those elements and more meaning and purpose, and also having a balance of travel and having new experiences, and also having connection with your friends, because it all comes back to essentially living a fulfilling life. But life only ever plays out in the present moment. So if we sacrifice the present moment for an imagined future, we're on very shaky ground. The difference between surviving and thriving is that piece of self-awareness. The more that we can be self-aware and self-understand and have self-insight, the more that we actually develop the psychological resilience to be able to cope with whatever life throws us. And not only can we cope with it, but we can use those experiences to grow in compassion and wisdom and understanding and love and any values which we hold dear to us. It's seeing that this is the long game. There's so much of society which is trying to instill this idea that if you don't achieve it now, that you're failing.
Yeah, you never will. It's that quick win mentality, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody wants success yesterday.
Yeah, and it's a different psychological approach to see that you can reach a place where you're experiencing gratitude and appreciation, enjoyment of where you are, while still growing.